Today I'm going to show you my Sisters Nisemonogatari deck, and we are going to start with our level zeros. So the first ones that we have are going to be Heroes of Justice game, Karin, Araragi, and Sukii Aagi. So the main reason why we run this card is, while at face value it's a 2000 generic, as long as you control at least another 2 more sports or Japanese clothes, they get plus 1500 power, so they become your main powerhouse in the deck of 3500 for level 0. There's no downside to it, so just being able to play a 3500 on board, they have to either remove it by a reverser or crash into it in most cases. Next card that we run in the deck is our main assist, Loves Kimono, Sukii Aagi. She is a 500 plus in a cone, in addition to having an active where you can rest her and give another character plus 500. Pretty straightforward, just an overall useful card, in addition to having the both Strange and Japanese close tag. The next card that we run in our level 0 game is Phoenix, Sukii Aagi. The main reason why we run her is, in addition to the Sisters that I initially showed you, it is a 3500 straight up. It does have the negative effect of, at the start of your draw phase, you do take 1 point of damage and it may be cancelled. In most cases, though, she won't survive to that point, because they are going to remove her due to her being 3500 in power. The next card that we run in our deck is Smaller of the Sisters, Sukii Aagi, and it bonds with the main card of the deck, which is Brushing Teeth, Karin Araragi. It's a pretty good card in that you can modify your stock if you've triggered a climax and search from your waiting room to get a combo. Its attack is negligible. Our first of our 4 brainstormers are Farewell to the Past, Hitagi Senjugahara. The main reason why we run her is she is a brainstormer that retrieves from the waiting room. This deck does revolve playing out of the waiting room and using a lot of mill in its own right, so that's why it's just a solid card, in addition to having 2500 for a level 0 if need be. The last of our level 0 is Combat Roll, Karin Araragi. She is the second brainstormer that we run in the deck, and while she doesn't have a return effect or a search effect, she does give plus 2000 for each climax revealed. In addition to her brainstorm effect, the middle position gets plus 500 attack. Not bad, but not great. Moving on to our level 1 game, we have the star of the show. We're going to brush your teeth, and you're going to like it.
This reminds me of my childhood. Stop this. Stop it.
It's Brushing Teeth, Karin Araragi. For starters, it has the tag of, as long as there's 2 other Strange characters on the board, she gets plus 1000 powers, so she goes up to 55 generic. She climax combos with Teeth Brushing Time to get plus 3500 power until the end of your opponent's next turn. So in addition to coming out as a static 55, she gets plus 35 with a climax combo for 9,000 at 1 cost. She is the main wall of level 1, and she puts a stop to a majority of aggression in that. So your opponent can't search from level 1 reversers like Shimakaze. The next card that we run is the promo that was handed out, and it is Family Sisters Sukii Araragi and Karin Araragi. It is a good card, but it must attack last. It's a 6,000 generic for no cost. The only downside is that when it attacks, it does make all of your other characters rested. Still a reasonable card in the deck. The next card that we run is Fire Sisters Sukii Araragi. The reason being that we run her is as long as you control 2 other characters with the Japanese close tag, it becomes a level 1 reverser. The whole deck does have a lot of those in its level 1 and 0 games, so more often than not, it is a level 1 reverser to remove problems. In addition to being 4,500, it's not great, but you're using it for its effect more than anything. The next card that we run in our level 1 game is Family Bond Karin Araragi. It is a level 1, 0 cost, 1,500 backup. Pretty self-explanatory why we run it. It's in addition to if you're playing against Cancel and your opponent is using Shimakaze or other cards that gain benefit when yours are reversed. It's just a nice little addition for free. The last card is our tech in our level 1, and it is Fake Deishu Kaiki. Best girl, 10 out of 10, would recommend.
Are you watching this alone?
He has the effect of when he enters play, you choose one of your opponent's characters regardless where it is, and they lose 500. In addition, he has the ability to rest himself, and one of your opponent's characters during that combat cannot use not Encore, but backup. So it can make your opponent think that they're going to be able to respond with, say, the Titan backup, where when it's reversed, it goes into your memory. He makes that so that doesn't happen and your bigger threats stick around longer. So that is our level 1 game. Our level 2 game is fairly small, but still important. We run a Morning Sight, Karin Araragi. She is the change into our main endgame powerhouse. Fairly cheap, one cost to drop a 7,500, which is pretty standard for changes. Requires 2 stock, but you can build plenty of it for free in the early game. And she changes at the end of at the start of the Encore phase. Not bad, not great, but what she brings into play makes up for it. And we will discuss that in a minute. The last of our level 2 game is Celebrity of... I'm not even going to attempt to pronounce that. Second Middle School Sukii Araragi. It's 500 times the level assist, and in addition to that, when it enters play, you choose one of your characters, gets plus 1,000 power. Straightforward, it's an assist. Now for the end game. We play what I had mentioned before, that changes into. It is Wreath Fire B Karin Araragi. The reason why we play her is she is your main wall in your deck. She has the static ability of as long as you control 2 other strange characters, she gets plus 1,000 power. In addition, at the start of your opponent's attack phase, you may discard a card, not just a character, but a card, to swap her position with another character, and she gets plus 2,000 power. So she can be if you had no assists at all, a 13,000 on your opponent's turn. In addition to making it more difficult for your opponent to remove your threats. Last but not least, for our characters, we run the Immortal Strange Sukii Araragi. You can build enough stock to play her, but more often than not, you will end your game using your other level 3. But she has the power behind it of she has 3 soul for 3 cost, and whenever she is reversed for the first time, she automatically encores herself. So it's extremely difficult to remove her in any permanent capacity. Now for the climaxes that we run 4 of the teeth brushing time. When it's triggered, you add it to your hand from the stock. When played, it adds 1 soul to all of your characters and plus 1,000 power. So it's very easy to climax combo with the level 1. We run 2 of the Karin B. When triggered, plus 2 soul. In addition, when it's played, you target a character plus 2,000 power and 1 soul. And draw a card. Nice for a little bit of push. And lastly, we run Sukii Phoenix, where when it's triggered, it is the gate, so you return from your waiting room. And when played, plus 1,000 power, plus 1 soul to all. All in all, I really enjoy playing the deck. It does suffer from the fact that if you aren't able to get your change off, you do suffer in the late game, but your early game has so much control that your opponent, more often than not, cannot rush you past the change effects. Thanks for watching, and remember...